up? What up? We back with another NBA show with the OG crew. We got all four in attendance. Shout out to our guy Wham Bam up there at the top. I might have to take a little bit of, it might be my fault why he missed the last show. But Wham Bam, it's good to have you back. How you feeling today? How's NBA been treating you?
He said it might be his fault. Nah, it ain't your fault, bro. Nah, shout out to the people, man. I miss y'all for sure, man. Shout out to the people. Shout out to Casey, Jeff, Sam, my man, Tasha, the Queen, Justin. Man, shout out to you, Justin, again, man. Condolences to your family, bro. Man, yeah, all the people, man. Ray, Nick, it's all love, man. I'm super happy to be back, man. Everything's been good, solid. I've been keeping it slow and steady, sticking to the script a little bit. And yeah, man, I can't wait to really break down these few games. We got a lot of playoff implication type games today. So we have meaningful basketball now. You know what I mean? Really, really meaningful basketball. We know which ones is faking. And today I'm just thinking about who is the faker today. So there's maybe one team that's bullshitting, and I think we can figure them out.
We'll figure it out. And Dutch, um, all I think about, the first thing I said is, I'll let you say it. The NBA.
It's a hell of a drug. Yeah, man. Keep looking at the plugs. Hey, man, it's been 50-50 for your boy. Unfortunately, that's not too good in this thing we do. I've been getting juice like some motherfucking limes, boy. Some lemons, boy. I've been getting juiced every day. It's one win, one L. It's unfortunate. Last time we was on this show, I was real high on Luca. And, we was a little in the Mavericks against the Warriors. And we talked about it, how bad the Warriors needed that game. And if you watch that game, the Stripes knew the Warriors needed that game. God damn it. We'll take it on the chin on the wrong side. But obviously, God, man, a lot of unfortunate calls in that basketball game. The Heat handled business. Yesterday was the same damn thing. Phoenix Suns, easy motherfucking money. Had that shit circled, highlighted. And then I had to go put a fucking unit on the fucking Pelicanos first half and gave it back. Gave some of it back. So, I'm gonna tread lightly. Less is more. Realistically, is what I'm doing right now with these teams. Some faking, some making a push, as our boy Wham Bam said. So hopefully we can weed it out, find the motherfucking winners, because your boy needs it. God damn it.
Hey, some money to be made on this slate, and I think we'll do just that. We'll find it. Bano, how you feeling today? How's NBA been treating you?
It's actually been a pretty good week. Last night was a little up and down. We had some good and some bad. About as bad a bet as I'll make with Cleveland plus the points against Phoenix. I mean, I thought coming off the road trip, Phoenix might be a little vulnerable, but no, they laid it to Cleveland. Pretty good last night. But we did have Lakers over with the Wizards. Took the Wizards again. Wizards have been a feisty dog here these last two nights against the Bucks and the Lakers. So that was good to see. So a pretty decent night overall. Detroit in the over against Atlanta. So not a bad night overall, up and down, but I think we escaped with a little profit. So we'll take it. And looking forward to this card here tonight. There's some good bets out there tonight.
There's a lot of good bets, and let's get to it. We got 5 games on the slate. We'll start off with 519, 520, Atlanta and Dallas. This one opened up Dallas minus 11, now 11.5 point favorites. Total open 231.5. It's dropped, like 4 points? 227.5 is what I'm looking at now. Injury report: Lively out, Josh Green out, Greg Brown out. For the Hawks, same few guys who've been out. So this is, it's a meaningful game for both teams here. I think I want to come to Dutch in this game. And I saw Jeff say he wants us to be on the same side of the game. I think it was Jeff. There it is. He says he wants us to be on the same side of the game so he can pound it. We'll see. I think this could be one we're on the same side. Is this one, Wham said it before the show, is it one where it's just levels to it? Or how you viewing this game?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy, Jeff. Smokey McCloud. New name in the building. I like it. Might not be a new name. First time I seen it, though, but I like it. BJ, I see you, my man. Knicks, money line. 5 units. Play of the motherfucking day for his best bet for BJ. I like it, my guy. I like it. The Knickerbockers here. Shout out to our guy, BJ. Winner circle in the building. Good to see you, my man. Shit. Luka the motherfucking Don, huh? Hey, I said it on Tuesday. Kyrie and Luka the best thing going. I mean, shit, up until the little hiccup in the Bay, I mean, they've been handling business outside of, I think 1 L out of last, 13 games. And then, of course, coming off this hell here to the Warriors. So, Dallas has been the best thing going, but when PJ Washington is not knocking down open shots, Tim Hardaway can't buy a fucking bucket, this team is going to struggle because they really don't play that great a defense. Now they have, been playing a lot of better defense, as I mentioned, hadn't allowed more than 107 points in the 7-game win streak. But when it comes down to it, though, you can attack Kyrie, you can attack Luka, and they really have no paint presence from a defensive perspective. So the Mavericks, I'm a little worried about them when it comes down to the nitty gritty, but not against the Atlanta Hawks. Absolutely not. Now I do think Murray will have a game, but I think Dallas gets back to what they're doing now. Each one of these games, the last 3 times they played, have been 150 plus here. So I'm not a big totals guy here. But dude, I mean, how do these motherfuckers not running this shit up? I know, Dallas, as I just touched on, has been playing a little bit better defense, but 228 seems a little light to me. And I kind of want to get to the window here with Dallas first half. I'm looking to fade Atlanta outside of Atlanta. Atlanta plays well against bum teams. When they go up against a team with talent, they get ran the fuck out the gym. So I expect Dallas to really pick their number on them. I'm not mad at the full game, but I was thinking more first half here, cut it in half. And I want someone to tell me why not the over here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Wham. You want to go?
Yeah, why not the over? That's the first thing I wrote. I said over for sure. All these games look like they're turning towards the under, especially like towards the historical stats for most of the games today, except for this one. This one seems like it's an over style game. I think the only thing that's stopping me from taking the first half, I think with the Mavericks, is because the Hawks has been actually trending pretty good in the first half recently, 7-3 ATS. Other than that, shit, I don't care. I take them while they're on the road. This is one of the games I think that, I mean, this does mean something because of seeding wise as far as like play-in, but they're kind of locked in on a play-in. They don't really, it's pretty much about home game for that first game because they're going to have to win 2 games to get a spot, being at the 10th spot for the Hawks. Regardless of there, and then it doesn't seem like they're going to get Trae Young back at all. So they're going to, pretty much they're just going to be running with the team that they have here. So I think that's as much as motivation they're going to get it from that. Both of these teams have been playing pretty good though. 7-3 last 10 for the Hawks, and then obviously you got 8-2 for this Mavericks team last 10. I just think that the Mavericks is levels to the shit. That's why I was kind of I think this is a righteous number here. This is probably I want to just take the full game and not necessarily hit the first half just based off of recent trends for the Hawks. But only that is probably because I'm scared of the recent trends. I think that they can come out and win the first half too. Luka's been dominating these boys, and fucking Luka the Don with 39 points last game, 60 points the game prior, going up against this Knicks team. I know that this is a little bit more of a defensive team now that they got some more of their defensive anchors, but I don't know. I just think that this is an over spot, and full game Mavs is like what's screaming at me. And if I'm taking any prop, it gotta be the boy the Don against these boys here. So I think he does it up here against the Hawks.
So after hearing both of them talk, Bobano, I'm gonna make a pitch here for a few bets, and we'll see what you think about it. They're thinking more of an over type game, more maybe like the Mavericks, and I agree. I think the only thing I don't like for the Mavericks is, or it's a couple things I guess I can say. They came off a long road trip, and also they do play again tomorrow. I do
Against
not
the
like
Warriors,
both of
right?
those things. Yeah, but the Hawks also have been playing. It's their 4th game in 6 nights, and they also play tomorrow. So neither team great as far as that's concerned. This spot, as far as just playing home yesterday and going on the road today, in a similar situation like that in a non-conference game, I just saw the Raptors get blown out by the T-Wolves. I think the Mavericks are good enough to beat this team by as much as they want. It's just if they'll be motivated to do it for the whole game. And as far as the over, I'll say like this: I trust the Mavericks to score points, and I also think I trust the Mavericks defensively. So, do I want to be expecting the Hawks to score? Not really. I like the Hawks more like an under game, and I like the Mavericks team total over, if anything. How do you see the game going, Babano? You're muted.
Yeah, I like the over a little bit in this game just because Atlanta's trended that way. The series history has been a big over series history as well. Recent games head to head with Atlanta and Dallas. But Dallas has been an under machine. lately. They've been playing good defense. They're the 5th ranked defensive efficiency in the last 30 days. So it tells you how good they've played, at that end of the court. It's why they've gone on this run. We always know Luka and Kyrie and can light it up any night they want to. But defensively, it was just not good enough early in the season. But they're finally playing that good level of defense. I usually hate laying points with Dallas, big points especially, but this is a pretty tough spot for Atlanta. I mean, it's not only back-to-back, it's actually their 6th game in 9 days. 6 in 9 days for this Atlanta team. That's a lot of fucking basketball in a condensed period of time. Not to mention because this team struggled more than they maybe should have with Detroit last night, winning 121-113. They had to hang on at the end. They had to extend all their starters. Bogdanovich, 33 minutes. DeJounte, 35 minutes. DeAndre Hunter, 35 minutes. Jalen Johnson, 36 minutes. Clint Capella, 30. I mean, everyone played over 30 minutes. Extend themselves in a game that they could have blown out Detroit, and I'm glad they didn't because I took Detroit last night. In a game that they could have put their foot down and done away with that team easily, they fucked around. They didn't play consistent for 48 minutes. They let them hang around. And now, because of that, they had to play some of their players 34, 35, 36 minutes. And now you've got to deal with that extra workload and go on a back-to-back here against a Dallas team that's coming off a loss that's not probably going to sit well with them against Golden State. And I know they get a crack at Golden State tomorrow night, so maybe you think look ahead, but first of all, I don't think it's a look ahead. I think they'll be on task tonight. And second of all, it's just a brutal spot for Atlanta. So I do like the over, but I like the side even more. I did lay the 11.5 here with Dallas for the full game. And I want the full game because I think the later the game goes, Atlanta's legs are going to give out. Maybe early in the game, they'll have a little energy. But I think once you get to the 3rd and the 4th quarter of a 6th game in 9 days scenario, that's where you're going to see things give out physically a little bit for Atlanta. So full game for me with Dallas laying the points.
I like it. And I'm on it. Anything else from you, Dutch? Or I feel like you had a little more.
I can't believe I didn't mention that. I overlooked this. This is the game. Wham Bam put it in the chat. 70 motherfucking 3. I mean, goddamn. Let's put a moment of silence just for that. Goddamn. Luka, last time you seen these boys drop 73 on them.
13-24 against the number on the road this year, too, for Atlanta. Not good.
73 fucking points. And he don't like Atlanta because, then wasn't there like a trade or Trae Young, some shit over Luka? Oh,
Hey.
shit. Hey, they going forever hold an L for that one.
He was just doing that shit to the Kings. He looking dead at Valley Divac like, you should have drafted me while he was on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Might be
Who
on
did the
the
Kings
court.
take over him? Marvin Bagley?
I think so.
Yep.
I think it was somebody like that. Yeah.
Wow. But I will say Marvin Bagley was pretty fucking nice coming out of Duke. But
Luka.
Trae Young, come on now.
Yeah.
LJ likes Luka over 4.5 threes tonight. Says he averages 5 last 7 home games. Good stuff there.
Shout out to that.
Let's keep moving. I think we're all on the same page for this game, and I love to hear it. This next game, let's talk it out. We have Philly and Miami opened up. Miami -2.5. Not much movement. -2 right now. Total down 1 point to 209. And as far as who's available, Jimmy Butler is game time decision, but he's probable. They'll be without Tyler Hero. For the Sixers, no Covington, no Melton. A lot of the other guys are game time decision. Embiid, Tobias Harris, Maxey, Bamba. So if you like this Philly side, you might want to wait on that injury report. So I'll come to you here first, Babano, on this game. And I want to ask, I think the Miami Heat are a more motivated team. I think they care more about this game than the Sixers. Do you feel that way? And can you bet Miami?
I definitely think Miami's motivated, but I think Philly should be. I mean, they could still play in the play-in tournament, and don't they want to avoid that? And if they win tonight, all of a sudden they're 1 game behind 6, which would get them out of the play-in tournament. So there should be motivation for Philly here, but they're fucking around, and we don't know who's going to start. We don't know if Maxey's going to go. We don't know if Joel Embiid's going to go. I want to take Philly here a little bit, +2, 2.5, but I'm waiting to see who's in the lineup for them. They've been good against the number lately. Obviously most of those games were without Joel Embiid, but 6-1 ATS the last 7. They beat the Clippers. Covered against the Lakers in defeat. A hard-fought, tough loss to Cleveland by 3. Beat the Raptors. Beat a very good Oklahoma City Thunder team, albeit no SGA in that game. They're starting to pick up a little bit their level of play, the Sixers. And like I say, I think there should be reason to be motivated here if you're the Sixers. But the way they're acting right now and the way I see things with the injury report that we're waiting on whether these guys, in particular Embiid, are going to play, it makes me think, well, maybe they're not as interested as and motivated as I think they should be. So right now, I don't want Miami. I lean Sixers here, but I'm waiting to see who's in.
I disagree. And I want to ask Wham. How you feel about it. And I'll tell you why. I'll elaborate a little bit more. Spoelstra has already said this team, they do not want to be in the play-in, etc. They're playing to stay out of the play-in.
Yeah.
The Sixers are more like, we care more about being healthy than anything else. They're just fine playing in the play-in and drawing maybe the Milwaukee Bucks. Do you agree, Wham Bam? You think the Heat are the more motivated team? And who are you betting in this one?
Now, this one is a tricky game because I think this has a lot more to do with how much money is coming in than anything. You know what I mean? This is probably one of those tricky trap games where, they might be doing some shady stuff here. I think this is shady business all written on, especially if you see some of those guys that's out for the Sixers. I wouldn't be surprised if they call it out with Embiid, and then somehow, some way, the Sixers still make a game out of this and still make it, a likelihood of win here. But I'm right there with you all the way, Skee, because the team has been showing that they're the best team so far in the league is the Miami Heat, and they're going up against a team that's trying to figure it out. Like you said, like they don't really have to win this game, they're going to have a good matchup regardless. If they get a healthy Embiid, I think they should be confident they're playing everybody else. The team that don't feel like they're confident and don't want to go through the same shit they went through last year, you said it's Spoelstra and them. They don't want to go through that same stuff last year. They want to come in there as healthy as well. So I think the Heat is the best team. This game just got trap shit written all over it to me, though, because it just I can honestly say that the Heat probably should be favored here, but the number, I'll say this too, like if we see that the number doesn't move as much and we get beat out here, I think that's going to be a telltale sign that the Sixers are going to be pretty much playing up in this game. I kind of want to wait and see what's going on with the line before I double back, but I'm right there with you, Skee. I think I haven't bet this yet, but I like the Heat full game wise, just based off of what we've seen recently, and I'm kind of hoping that they take this serious. I hope the Sixers are true, like Babano saying.
Dutch, will you be the one to talk some sense into the guys?
Yeah, man, I'm right. I'm right with I'm all over the Heat right here. I like the Heat, man. We rode them the other night on Tuesday. A lot of people, not a lot of people, you make a case for the Knickerbockers in that game. To me, it was a clear Heat spot. We talked about it, man. This Heat culture, it's that time, man. It's that time. The sunshine is bright, and when them lights is bright, you're gonna see Jimmy Butler and the crew show the fuck up. And hey, we're gonna clean the fuck up, and we all over the Heat tonight. Let them motherfucking boys go ahead and suit up. Let them play the games over there in Philly. They might play. I don't give a fuck. Who's out there for the Philadelphia 76ers? Because it really don't matter. The Heat gonna win this game outright. Pretty easily, in my opinion, to be honest with you. Now Philly did beat these boys the last meeting. Prior to that, they had won 3 straight. 6 of the last 7 meetings. The Heat kind of, big brother, little brother, these Philadelphia 76ers. Obviously, we know they let Jimmy go, chose Tobias Harris. I mean, come on now. So Jimmy definitely going to be ready to rock and roll. And, Bam, I think Bam offensively is not is a bad matchup for Joel Embiid, especially coming back off the injury. He's too slow for Bam. So Bam should be able to take advantage of that, beating him up and down the court. Obviously, he'll have some issues because everyone's going to have an issue with Joel Embiid from an offensive perspective, but also be on a minutes restriction. But I do expect him to be out here. Now, our boy Bobano talked about it. Philly does need to win some fucking basketball games. I don't believe they lose another basketball game after this game, Bobano. Memphis, San Antonio, Detroit, Orlando, Brooklyn. They'll be favored in every single one of those games to close out the season. I think they handle business there. Unfortunately, they're going to come short in South Beach. I think the Heat are bought in right now. They flipped the switch. We've seen it I think they get enough from the role players. We're going to see a lot more. I think this addition of Terry Rozier come to fruition here in the next month here, couple weeks. Because we know Terry Rozier can play it. We might see a little scary Terry addition back in Beantown, So I'm all over the Heat culture, man. Let's go. Spo and the boys handle business at the crib. It's good money.
I got another question here. Just a quick question. If you're the Sixers, would you rather play the Cleveland Cavaliers in that 6th spot, right? Or you rather play the Bucks in that 7th spot?
I think nobody is scared of the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks they got
I wouldn't
bounced
be.
early last round. Nobody fears the Milwaukee Bucks. I think the Sixers' priority is let's make sure Embiid is healthy. Let's make sure everybody's healthy, and whoever we draw, as long as it's not the Celtics, we draw.
Let me tell you right now, when it's
time,
time,
that's why the Pacers lost last night.
Hey, when it's time, you don't want to see Dame time, bro. Come on now, Giannis and Dame will be the best 2 players from the court outside of Joel Embiid.
No, they're going to get stops though.
Last night for
again.
The boy Tyrese, he could do the same thing in the playoffs. He's trying to do that in the playoffs.
Now, I mean, the Sixers is a scary match, but I'm just saying, like, I think the Sixers. Well, it was the Sixers, right? That who you asked the question for?
Right.
Yeah, I think that they match up better with the Cavaliers. I do, I think, that's just my opinion. But the Cavaliers have played, or the Sixers have played the Cavaliers pretty well this year. So, that's a good question. But I don't think nobody wants to see Giannis and Dame time in a 7-game series. Come on now, Skee.
They want to see Glenn, though. They want to see Glenn. That's what it is.
They absolutely.
I know. Why that motherfucker, man? This motherfucker. Why did they go and hire Glenn? I just don't understand the NBA sometimes. Like, I really don't. And I'll still scratch my head about that one.
Yeah, I don't know why they did it either, but we'll disagree. We got 2 on the Heat, 2 looking towards the Sixers.
Yep.
Split. We'll see how it shakes out.
Split.
You're on the Sixers, Skee?
No, I like the Heat.
Yeah, you're on the Heat, right? I thought Wham Bam's on the Heat too.
I said the Heat too. But
I
hey,
thought Wham like the Sixers.
I didn't say nothing good about the Sixers at all. But I mean, hey, I just said they got an injury for it. That's all I'm saying.
Now you said the line is fishy, and
It definitely is. No, that's what I would say. I'm scared. I'm in church. That's what I would say. Let me clarify. I'm in church because of that. I'm in church because the Lions give me.
But at the end of all his shit, he would be betting the Heat if he had to.
On the Heat.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, I'm riding with that. Yeah, Wham is dangerous. I'm sorry, Nucky. Golly.
Well, you be on your own island then, Babano, I guess.
Jeez.
Babano Island. All right, let's move over to Kings and Knicks. And this one hasn't really moved. Knicks were 3.5-point favorites. Total has dropped about 3 points here. Injury report. Obviously, Herter and Malik Monk gone for this Kings team. The Knicks, the injury report on RotoWire is, you got to watch them today. Anunoby says game time, but when you click on him, it says like he's not supposed to play. Brown, Washington, Hart, and Mitchell Robinson all do say game time as well. I'll ask you here, Wham Bam. Let's hear what you got to say about this one first. Do you think after taking 3 straight L's, I mean, the standings are getting close over there for New York. Do you think this is a must win for them? And do you think they win?
All right. So a must win means that they have to win. They're fighting for the 4th spot because they're half game out of the 4th spot, maybe a full game from the Cleveland Cavaliers, but they're not going to catch the 2nd spot. And I think that they're a little too ahead of, the 6th, 7th seed. So they should be safe there. As far as them having to win, that's what I'm gonna just clarify them. Like they're just fighting for the 4th or 3rd spot. That's where they're at there.
Yeah.
As far as the Kings, though, definitely the Kings are fighting. They're trying to get out of the play-in, and then they're going up against a few different teams in their division. And I think they have a few games left in their division after this. I think I know for sure they play the Lakers. Oh, no, they don't. They don't play the Lakers. They play Phoenix one more time. They play Phoenix one more time, and then they go on the road. So this is the first game of their road trip. I mean, this game right here, bro, let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. As of recently, yeah. You know what I mean? You would think that they're supposed to be playing good, playing a little bit better. they have been as far as the Knicks, I'm sorry, they should be playing a little bit better. And their defense, I'm thinking that's the main issue, right? As far as what they've been doing recently on defensive side, it's about 14th, ranked 14th. They normally the top 10 offensive wise has been good, but that's all been with Jalen Brunson, and you can't only rely on bro so long. So, this game is a tricky game too. I had this more of a biggest question mark for me to the game because I think the Knicks should be winning this game, but why are we only getting 3.5? And I think the only reason why we're getting 3.5 because why do they care about winning this damn game? One of these teams today is fraudulent, and I think the one that's giving me the more fraudulent here is probably the Knicks here because I think the Kings got a little bit more to live for here. So I'm going to say if I had to put a bet here before this show started, it would have been the Kings, just because I think that they care a little bit more about today, and I don't want to bet them though. That's the reason why I haven't bet them.
Babano, I ask you here next. Who do you think is the more motivated team? I mean, the seeds are very close as far as the West. Seeds 5 through 8 look like they're separated by half a game. And as far as the East over there, Knicks tangled up with seeds 5 through 3. Who do you think is more motivated? Who do you think gets the job done?
I think it's splitting hairs. I mean, it's both teams would be benefited by winning tonight, but it's not like either one is just, wow, we're really in big trouble with where we're at in the standings if we lose. That's the way I see it. For me, I like the Knicks in this spot. I think it's now time to buy low, look at New York. I know it's been a little bit of a tough week here, and it got worse here in that Julius Randle's out for the rest of the season. Obviously, that's probably going to sink the hopes of them getting out of the East if there were any hopes left. That they needed him on the court. So now there's only a certain plateau they can probably get to now in the playoffs. But I think tonight they will respond. They lost to San Antonio. That was a bad loss the way they ended that road trip against San Antonio, and they just got beat at the buzzer by SGA against Oklahoma City. Miami kind of running on fumes a little bit, and they ended up losing by 10. I like this situation. I just don't trust Sacramento on the road against a little bit higher quality opponent. To be quite honest with you, if you look at the Sacramento Kings, they lost at home already to New York. They just lost back-to-back games against the Dallas Mavericks as well. I know they beat the Clippers, but the Clippers are just too erratic right now, so it's not as impressive as you would think. So I haven't been impressed with this recent schedule that Sacramento's had. Plus, Malik Monk's a huge deal. That he's out for them right now for the Sacramento Kings, especially the way he had been playing. So I think for the Knicks now, 3 straight losses in a row. It's kind of a buy low spot. You should see them want to ramp it up. I think they are definitely motivated. They don't want to lose 4 in a row. They go on a road trip after this as well. It looks like the New York Knicks. So, you want to factor in that you got this home game here and you're going on the road for 2 with Chicago and Milwaukee. You want to get the job done here, and I think they've got an opponent that's just too inconsistent for me to trust them. And Malik Monk being out, we'll see how that goes without him. But to me, I like the Knicks here. I think it's buy low, and I've been going against the Knicks a little bit lately, but I think tonight's the time to jump on them here, -3.5.
You know what? Also, my fault, bro, for cutting you off, Skee. But I also want to I want to mention that a lot of these teams are today trending under. This one seems like the best under spot for me because I think that you're going to get the Knicks to play a little bit better defense, I think, in this game, regardless, what's going on with the OG there. But I think you're going to get them to play a little bit more defense. Offensive-wise, Sacramento's been kind of one-dimensional. It should be a little bit easier for them to try to isolate them, what they're trying to do today. So I think that is a good enough edge to take that under.
I can't talk you off of an under. Sacramento has been playing slower, and they have been playing better defense lately.
If OG is not in, I'll be on the other side of that because I've talked about it. Without him,
He's
it's
out.
been over for New York.
He's
without
out.
him. Yeah, he's out. Yeah, I like the Knicks more than the total, but I'll be on the over for something.
I agree with Ian. What Ian said too. I mean, OG is a big part of the defense for the Knicks, and without him, they continue to go over. Dutch, I want to ask you about your favorite team here. They're missing some firepower. Is it just a little bit too much for them to hang in this game?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Saturated. Chill Will, I see you, my dude. Saturated saying he liked over Keegan Murray over 11.5 points. Seems like a sharp look. They need a lot out of him now with obviously no Malik Monk, one of the better bench players in the league, and no Kevin Huerter as well. So A lot of Harrison Barnes, a lot of Keegan Murray. You know, these two teams played, early March, a couple weeks back. Sacramento at the crib. Brunson went in there 42, 40, dropped 42 on them. Now, they did have OG out there, held them 91 points, 98, 91 in Sacramento. I kind of expect the same thing, to be quite honest with you here. I don't think OG really means too much. From a defensive perspective, I know he does. But spot-wise, this is kind of it's never a must-win, in the NBA, in my opinion, really, until it's an absolute must-win, to be quite honest with you. But I wouldn't say it's a must-win. But they need to win this basketball game, the Knickerbockers. I mean, they got Chicago on deck tomorrow. Then they travel to Milwaukee. Then they travel to Chicago and Boston. These are the next upcoming games. So I would expect them to handle business tonight. Now, say what you will about the Bulls, but in the back-to-back situation where you have to travel, it's going to be a tough spot. I just think they're better than Sacramento. I love me some De'Aaron Fox. Sabonis had a triple-double last time these two teams meet. It didn't matter. He had 20 plus, 14 and 11. Fox got his, but Jalen Brunson 42. DiVincenzo plays better at the house. Look for him to spread the court, knock down some threes, and you know what you're going to get out of Josh Hart, 110%. So I like I know they're going to miss OG, but I actually like this roster, especially against a team, Sacramento, where I question the toughness of them, to be quite honest with you. So definitely don't question it from New York. So they handle business in Sacktown. I expect them to handle business at the crib. So I think this is a solid number right here with the Knicks at home. They're good money.
Okay, I think I agree with that. Let's move on over to the next game that will be Warriors and Rockets. Warriors 4-point favorites, dropping to 3.5 at some spots. Total sitting at 228. And looking at the injury report, Şengün continues to be out. Kuminga and Gary Payton II, both game time. Saric is out. Now, this is a huge game. Rockets chasing the Warriors for the 10th spot. I believe if the Warriors win tonight, the Rockets would then need the Warriors to lose 4 games out of the remaining 6, and the Rockets would have to continue to win. So huge, huge game. And I'll come to you first here, Babano. Who do you trust the most in this type of environment tonight?
I'm going to go with Houston here. I am a home underdog. They've been good at home all year. Golden State off one of the big wins they've had in a long time against Dallas. I don't know if I trust them after a huge win like this. Now, they know they can put the boots to Houston for good here. But for the Rockets, this is like game 7 for them. You lose this, you're not going to the play-in. You're not going anywhere. You got to get the job done here. They do have a tremendous home record, 26-12 straight up, 26-11-1 ATS at home this year. You're going to get a good effort from them. And look, for people have bragged on Houston at times for their road performance, but we've seen Houston beat Oklahoma City on the road recently. They hung tough with Minnesota on the road. They did get drubbed at home by Dallas, but that home record has been good this season. I just feel that for the Rockets, this is their last stand. This is an opportunity for them to step up and try to salvage any playoff hopes that they have. Like I said, Golden State's playing great ball. 5 straight wins. They've covered 4 of those games. But you look at this schedule. They had to play 5 on the road. They came come back for just 1 home game. Now they're and it's a huge win, too, in that victory against the Mavs. Now you're going on the road again tonight. I think situationally it's nice for Houston. Obviously, if Golden State is making their shots, if Curry's going off, if the Warriors are, locked in, they could easily win and cover. I still think they're the better of these two teams a little bit, but I think for situational purposes, Houston's in a better spot. Houston's on a strong home court, and it's a must for the Rockets tonight. And I think the idea of getting 4.5 with them to at least make this a very tight competitive game is worth a look.
Let me ask you, do you have any opinion on this being an under game?
I think it could be. Because the one thing with the Golden State, and we've seen it from them recently, they've trended under 4 of their last 5. The defense has been better, a lot better. In fact, I mean, the most points they've given up was 113 to San Antonio in their last several games. So, it does have the potential to be one of those, especially with what's at stake here, a little bit lower scoring. And last 2 games in Houston with these two teams both stayed under. This year that they played in Houston back in October, they only got to 201 points, I should say, in that game. Easily stayed under the total. So I think given where the importance of this basketball game, the fact that both teams and Golden State in particular have trended to better defensive performance lately, yeah, you could make a case for the under.
All right, well, that's a direction I went. I took the first half under. You have both teams hitting right around that 70%. Well, I'll say this: Houston 70.7% to the first half under. Golden State first half under on the road is 69.4%. So I like the way those guys have been trending as far as that goes. I like the way Golden State has been playing defense lately, like you said. And I can't lie, I trust Golden State's defense a little bit more than I trust the Rockets. So I also took the Rockets team total under 112.5. Dutch, I'm curious how you view this game. I have a feeling the Rockets might not have done enough for you yet.
Yeah, man. There's levels to this shit. God damn it. And the Warriors are on another level than these motherfucking Houston Rockets. Believe it. It's big brother, little brother type shit. I mean, 10 straight motherfucking basketball games. They slap these little motherfuckers around. So I expect the same damn thing tonight. Most importantly, this year they've already beat them 2 times, covered this number in both. Double-digit win in Houston early October, which I think Golden State's playing better ball right now. Houston wasn't playing any better than it was playing. They had played great ball of late, but they were fucking dynamite early October at the crib. And the Warriors went in there and beat them by double digits. I expect the same damn thing. Most importantly, they travel to Dallas tomorrow. The game, they're going to play Luke and Kyrie, and then we'll be revenge mode in Dallas. So, looking forward to tomorrow as well. But tonight, it's big business, man. It's going down in H-Town. Believe that. I like the Warriors an awful lot here. I think they blow these boys out. And, I just really, really honestly just think the Warriors are a better team than the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets did win a lot of games competitively. I think, not the best schedule-wise, but also I think people just overlook this team. I really do, man. When it comes down to it, though, Warriors got to win. They have to win. I know this is a big game for Houston, but who the fuck does the NBA want to see? The Houston Rockets or the Chef and the Warrior and Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond going fucking crazy, acting retarded and shit. What do you want to see? They want to see that. So the stripes will be on these boys. I watched it clear as day. Dallas Mavericks, Golden State Warriors the other night. They got every fucking call. And maybe I'm a little bit biased because I was on Dallas, but I'm going to keep it real with you. The stripes made a lot of big. I mean, I know you've seen that travel by Klay Thompson. I mean, every time Dallas went to the hole at the end, they were getting fouled. No whistle was being blown. At the end of the day, the NBA wants to see the Warriors as well, but they're clearly a better team than Houston. So give me the 4, man. It's good money.
I like it. Daniel says Dutch going with the NBA script. Chill, Will. I did get a 112. So
how many years in a row have Golden State been in the playoffs? How about growing your franchises and growing your fan bases here in these spots that have had tough years like Houston? How about trying to get them in the playoffs? How about giving them a call or two every now and then? That's how they should be thinking.
It's a star-driven league. A star-driven league, and I mean it's hard to name the starting 5 for Houston. Goddammit,
I'll say Jalen Feed the Family Green has been balling. Wham Bam, can he do enough to keep it close or win the game for the Rockets tonight?
Yeah, you know what? That's what we expect. We expect Jalen Green to play pretty well today. But you know what? Actually, these guys have been pretty solid against guards over the last 5 games. They've been holding opponent guards to 42%, the league best there as far as the Warriors. And Babeno and the guys already mentioned, Warriors defense has been playing pretty well. And I mean, I don't know what y'all seeing here, bro, but it looked like they 3 games out. I mean, we don't got that many games left. I think we should cancel Christmas on their playoff hopes as far as the Rockets. Last game, they allowed a terrible second quarter where, they just pretty much let the game get away from them from that point on. And that may have did their playoff chances there. We know that they went on a crazy run. They needed that crazy run to even get into to make it even competitive here. They're 3 games back, man. Like if they losing this game, or even if they look like they might be losing these games, if you see a little shimmy, a little smiggle of a shimmy from Steph in here, I think it's going to be demoralizing for this young team. And yeah, man, it's over for him. So I am right there with you. This is an official play for me. No other way around it. I'm taking the 4, bro, with the Warriors. I think it's sad boy season right here in this game. I think they gonna be sad because their playoff chances is pretty much this game is over type vibes here. So last day of school vibes, and then you'll see some of these boys get sat out.
I'm with that. I like the Warriors as well, and -4 is in my pocket. So Babano Island again. We'll see either Babano will be happy tonight or the three of us will be happy. You're muted too, by the way, Babano.
Yeah, I've been higher all year on Houston, so you guys go ahead. Take Golden State.
He's not backing down.
Yeah.
All right, I love it. Last game on the slate, we have Denver and the Clippers. This game, Denver is a 4-point favorite. The total has gone up about 3 points to 221.5. You still have Gordon and Jokic probable, Murray game time, and then Kawhi out for the Clippers. So, who wants to volunteer first for this game? This is a game that is great to watch, but I'm not so sure that I want to get to the window with it here.
I started off here because it's on theme of what I've been saying this whole show. Who cares about this game the most? The team that wants to get number 1 seed or the team that's in the middle of the damn pack that kind of don't got nowhere the way to move, and they're probably just hoping that James Harden gives them some sort of offensive production in this game. I think it's clear as day the Nuggets got to come out here and spank these boys, man. I think this is, like Daniel says, Denver by 17 type vibes. I really want to talk to y'all about it. I want to go trifecta spot here with the Nuggets. I think they have to just put their fucking foot on these boys' necks and make the Clippers know that they still the Clippers, bro. Y'all got to wait until y'all get y'all stadium, man. It's not y'all year this year either, man. I think they got to put that on them today. So if anybody's struggling, it is the Clippers right now. And then if anybody kind of have like a good chance of having the better of the matchup out of all the games today, I think this is a good, clear matchup that we've seen time and time again where Jokic is abusing the boys down there as far as Zubac and Plumlee down there. So, yeah, I like the Nuggets here. I haven't took this yet, but I want to talk to y'all about it. Am I tripping here to taking them 3 ways? Because I want to go all the way first quarter, first half, and full game with the Nuggets.
Well, I'll say I'm absolutely not betting against the Nuggets, and I'm at the same time not betting on the Clippers. They've been absolutely terrible. No Kawhi. He's the one person I trust over there. I feel like PG, he's fed up over there. Harden's not playing good. There's just no way that I can put my money on the Clippers. How do you feel about it, Babano?
I 100% agree. I'm on Denver here, -3.5, and it's, to me, this is disrespectful to the Nuggets. I know and look, I cashed a ticket against Denver last game. I said San Antonio, they were getting too many points in that game. It was going to be competitive. They did, wire to wire. Spurs covered the number. That was a bit of a flat, go through the motion spot for Michael Malone's team. Now there's a spot where you're playing the Clippers. You want to send a message. You also want to beat Minnesota and Oklahoma City, who are still in the mix for number 1 seed in the Western Conference. I think that does matter. Home court advantage throughout the West playoffs. And by the way, I'll just leave this little nugget, no pun intended, of information out there regarding earlier this year when the Nuggets went to LA. It was way back in November. No Jokic, no Jamal Murray that night. Nuggets were 11.5-point underdogs. They won 113-104 outright. I rest my case. There's no trust in the Clippers for me, especially without Kawhi Leonard. Denver for me, -3. There are still some 3.5s out there. Bookmaker, a couple other places. So shop around. -4 is still good. Nuggets for me.
Dutchie, can you also get there with the Nuggets? I know you're not taking the Clippers.
No, man. The Clippers are fugazi as fuck, man. I just think this looks too easy, though. I really do. Babano talked about that game. Excuse me. Babano talked about that game where, big couple stars out, their big 2 guys out, and they still find a way to get it done. And then they went back around 2 December in LA, and LA got their revenge at that point. But prior to that, Denver fucking around beat these boys 8 straight times they beat the Clippers. Now no Kawhi. I mean, the Clippers pretty much no Kawhi, no motherfucking bueno. The Clippers are, I don't understand why this number is moving the other way too. So it's a little tricky, man. I don't know who's going to the window betting the Clippers. I'll just say that. But yeah, I like the Nuggets here. They're obviously clearly the better team. They have absolutely nothing for Joker. But at the end of the day, it almost seems like a layup, and when it's a layup, it's a little tough. This is it. Wimby's ass comes around the corner. You know, next thing you know, when you think it's a fucking layup,
Fuck.
trying to get his 10th motherfucking block and shit on my ass.
I think I have to sit on the sidelines for this game. After thinking about it the most, I agree with Dutch that it does look very easy, but I can't bet against the Nuggets. So it is what it is. If I had to bet, I would be with Babano. My money would be on Denver. And that's the show. So we move it on over to the best bet segment. And per usual, we'll go to our guy Wham Bam first. It's not a prop today. I think you're going with a side. Let the people know how to get paid, Wham Bam.
Yes, sir, Skee. We're gonna go to the road team here, and I think it's the game that a lot of us is gonna be watching here. It's gonna be the Warriors against the Udoka and them, the Rockets, the baby daddy crew, as they've been saying, Jalen Green. I'm going to go up against them, and I think that their playoff chances are over. They're 3 games out of the play-in, so one bad half is over here for them. I think you don't want to fade them early though, because they're 7-3 at the house, while this Warriors teams are 3-7 on the road ATS. But it's totally different when they're on the road this year. They're a really good road team against the spread, and we're gonna take the Warriors -4 full game against this Houston Rockets team.
I like it. I like it a lot. Babano, you're up next. Let the people know how to get to the window.
Yeah, this wasn't easy to have best bet because there's a couple of games that were in the mix to be best bet in this card. I'm going to go with Dallas, though. Dallas sticks out like a sore thumb. They're a lot better spot than Atlanta here. Atlanta's 6th game in 9 nights. I think it adds up here. Dallas coming off the loss against Golden State. Now, we've seen Dallas just destroy teams at times here at home when they are really ramped up. And I think they're not only ramped up after losing to Golden State, but they've got an Atlanta team that they can take advantage of. Like I said, there's a brutal schedule, back-to-back, 6 games in 9 nights. The starters had to play longer and extend themselves for the whole game because they struggled to put away Detroit last night. I think it all adds up here for Dallas against Atlanta. Dallas -11.5 for best bet.
I love it, Babano. I love it, love it, love it. And for myself, I will stay in that same game. And it could go either way here, but I will choose this one. I'll go Dallas team total over. I know I got 119.5. I still would take it 120.5. It's just a terrible spot for Atlanta, like Babano was saying. And I just don't trust them defensively. I believe Mavericks can really name their number here in this game. So over, I got 119.5, 120.5 possibly for the show. That would be my best bet. And last but not least, we'll slide it on over to Dutch. I'm curious what the freshest look of the day is, and take us home.
Yeah, man. Freshest look, man. We're gonna keep it in H-Town. This is the best look on the board, in my opinion. It's the Golden State Warriors, man. You get -3.5, -115. It's good money. Believe it. Shout out to all the real ones in the chat holding us down. Cheshire Cat, Tasha, BJ, excuse me, our guy, Get That Parlay in the building. Ray, be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed. Let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah.